Hey, let's talk about stairs, huh? Let's get into it. I see this question kind of often in Solemn's Discord, so I thought I would just go over it kind of quickly. I have made some shitty little stairs object here. UV unwrapped it. I'm assuming you've already done all of these parts where like you have stairs and you're just setting up the collision. The only thing you might want to make sure of when you're doing the stairs is having some sort of scale reference for ped size, and there are scale references in Solemn's Discord. Especially, you would want to probably get a pair of feet from MP somewhere. I know I have a pair. Um, and just to make sure that you are getting a foot size that makes sense for the steps themselves, you obviously want it to be big enough for a foot to fit on. You can see I've done mine just barely a little bit bigger than the MP female foot. Um, you'll see in GTA, if you ever pay attention to like how Rockstar did them, they make some huge stairs. So this is probably the minimum. I mean, you can obviously try it and go smaller if you want, but that is just how I'm gonna set up. Is I'm gonna fit it to the length of the foot for each one of these steps. And like I said, I already have this UV unwrapped and everything else. So let's get into it because the main thing is just gonna be collisions. I'm going to press N as usual, go to Sollumz tools. I'm going to do this the easy way by going to drawables, create drawable objects. I like turning center to selection off. If you've ever watched my videos before, you'll know that. And I'm going to put auto embed collision on for now. And I'm just going to convert to drawable. So we're going to have our usual setup here. This should look familiar. You should not be making this prop for the first time. Hopefully you know what you're doing already. So what we're gonna do here is for this, let's get for our collision. Let me hide the model. Let's look at our polymesh collision. We're gonna go down into collisions, create collision material. Mine is gonna be made out of concrete. Obviously select whatever material you're using. And what we're going to do inside of the materials for this itself, to if you have, so like you can see that this is a separate object that is pretty much just the stairs. If you had this as part of like a whole staircase or especially a part of an MLO, you want to like separate out um your stairs from everything else. And for the sake of this, I'll separate this little top and back I have. And you can see they're just both poly meshes. It's fine to separate them. And so I'll do a different concrete material here. It's going to be 004 for me, so 3 and 4 because I imported this. But so let's for the stairs themselves, like each little individual step, you want to go into the material, collision flags, and then check on stairs. You can also check on walkable path. I don't know if Rockstar sometimes does and sometimes doesn't put that on, but we'll put it on for the sake of anything. And then for the platform and like obviously the non-stair portion of our object, we'll just leave everything off. Obviously, if I wanted to, I could select walkable path for this top part, but I'll just leave it flagless. So then we'll go out to our BBH and we're just going to, as we usually would in flag presets, do a generic preset for the BBH. And then what we're going to do, Rockstar style. So this is debated in Solemn's Discord on whether or not you need this, but this is how Rockstar does it. So this is how I will show you to do it. I am going to Shift A and make a plane. I'm going to set this plane so that the top of it is my top step and the bottom is just a little bit farther out from my bottom step. So let me turn on snapping, grab my vertices here and just go up and I want it to sit right at the top of the top corner of my top step. And we can, for now, I'll snap it to the top corner of my bottom step. And let me take a look. Actually, this is fine. You can see the angle of my stairs is pretty good. I actually might, I might. You'll see how Rockstar does it is, it might go a little bit past the bottom. Let me turn off back face culling so we can fucking see what we're doing around here, you know? It might go a little bit farther. Usually they might set it all the way down to the floor, so you could also just snap it to the bottom and then move it just a little bit until basically you see just a little bit peeking out of that corner of each step. That's basically where you want it. So that is our plane setup. And then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna apply transforms, and I'm going to, inside the collisions tab, create bounds, and I'm just going to I hate center to selection. I'm gonna just let it do its thing on convert to composite with the child being a bound geometry BVH. So also I should have renamed this. Actually, let me undo mistakes if it made this. So I'm gonna call this like stairs plane, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's going inside of our other object, so it doesn't super duper matter. But okay, so now I'm going to convert to composite. And so now what we have here is an outside object. I don't even know what this is, I'll be honest with you. Okay, it's a bound composite and then a BVH in our polymesh, just like we would for our regular setup. What we're going to do is hold down shift with the BVH selected and just steal it. So we're going to take this BVH that we just created and drop it into the dot call of our other object. So now what we have sitting in our little stairs thing is two different BVHs, right? And so what we're going to do with this stairs plane BVH is go into the flag presets and go down to stair plane and apply this flag preset. And I will show you. It is a little bit different. It has this map stair selected and all of these other test flags down here selected. So that is the important step for that. And it does not need the stairs flag on the material itself. So what we're actually going to do is just give it the same material as our top right here, which is, for me, concrete 4. So and again, it does not need the stairs flag for the ramp part of the collision. And otherwise, we're done. You know, just do everything you normally would if this is part of an MLO. You gotta do the damn thing with that. If you're gonna export this as an object by itself, create a Y type just as you usually would. There's no special like archetypes or anything. It is all just information within the collision. So you have done that part, you're good to go. And I'll show you what it looks like in game as well. Okay, here we are in game. I have placed this on a random rooftop because I am lazy, so excuse my mess. This is just where Codewalker drops you off. And here are the stairs, and you can see it's absolutely normal that the character is not going to step on every single step as they're like actively walking up. And again, you can just see in normal like Rockstar stairs that the same thing happens unless they're like super wide stairs. But you can see as she's stopping, she will set her feet on each individual step depending. So it's all good to go and working. Hope that helps somebody. Good luck.